Let's be honest. Few things feel worse than investing time and energy into someone who's already emotionally checked out. The reality? She's not into you. And no, she probably won't come right out and say it. Most women won't sit you down and spell it out. Why would they? They let their actions do the talking through cold replies, growing distance, or a sudden drop in interest. The harsh truth is, if you're still chasing her in spite of those signs, you're not just being persistent, you're sabotaging your own value. In today's dating scene, women have more options than ever, and they won't hesitate to show disinterest without a word. But too many men refuse to face it. They rationalize the silence, misread her indifference, or believe more effort will somehow win her over. That's not strength, that's denial. A man who respects himself doesn't cling to uncertainty. He observes, accepts, and adapts. If she's pulling away, your move isn't to double down, it's to walk away with self-worth intact. This video is going to break down 7 unmistakable behaviors women show when they're just not feeling it. If you recognize even a few, don't chase validation, reclaim your power. It's not about being bitter, it's about being bold. Let's dive in, because the moment you stop ignoring the truth and start acting with clarity, everything shifts in your favor. Sign number 1. She responds late or not at all. When a woman is truly interested in you, you'll know. She won't play games with time, she won't make you guess, and she definitely won't make you chase her for a basic reply. If you're constantly texting her and getting late replies, one-word answers, or worse, no replies at all, that's not mystery, that's disinterest, and you need to stop fooling yourself. Let me say it plainly. Women always find time for the man they actually want. It doesn't matter how busy she is, how full her schedule is, or what she's going through. If she likes you, your message will excite her. She'll be checking her phone hoping you texted. She won't be making you wait 10 hours to reply, LOL. That's not how attraction works. Now you might think, maybe she's just not good at texting, or maybe she's playing hard to get. No, brother. What she's doing is slowly showing you that you're not on her mind. A woman who is truly invested in you wants to keep your attention. She wants to keep the energy going. But when she delays responses, especially consistently, she's telling you something loud and clear. You are not a priority. The worst part? Some men keep chasing anyway. They double text, triple text, try to send funny memes just to get a response, hoping that she'll finally engage. But in doing that, you're giving her all your energy without receiving anything in return. You're showing her that you're okay with being treated like an option. A man who knows his worth doesn't tolerate that. If she's not replying in a timely way, if she's acting like your messages are an inconvenience, that's your sign to fall back. Not in a petty way, not to punish her, but because a man should only give his time and effort to a woman who wants it. If she can't even give you basic communication, why are you still trying to impress her? And let's be real, if she wanted you, her phone would feel like a lifeline to you. That's how it works when attraction is genuine, so stop making excuses for her. Stop thinking, maybe she's just not ready. No, she's not interested. And the longer you wait around for her to suddenly change her mind, the more you damage your own confidence and value. Men who understand this rule move differently. They don't chase after silence. They recognize that delayed replies and cold responses mean one thing: she's not into it. They move on without complaining because they know the right woman won't make them guess. If you're dealing with this kind of behavior right now, don't overanalyze it. Accept the truth. She's showing you who she is and how she feels. Believe it. Then act like a man and let go, because chasing a woman who's barely texting back is like knocking on a locked door when there's one wide open behind you. Sign number 2. She avoids being alone with you. When a woman likes a man, she wants to be alone with him. She craves that one-on-one energy. She wants his full attention and wants to give him hers. That alone time is where a real connection builds. But when a woman goes out of her way to avoid that space with you, you better believe there's a reason, and it's not hard to figure out. If every time you ask her to hang out she brings a friend, suggests a group setting, or finds a way to be too busy, understand this. She doesn't want that kind of closeness with you. She's intentionally creating a buffer between you and her because she doesn't feel safe letting the interaction get personal or intimate. That's not a woman playing hard to get. That's a woman who's not interested but doesn't want to deal with the awkwardness of rejecting you directly. Men often confuse politeness with interest. Just because she smiles at you in public or agrees to be around you in a group doesn't mean she wants you. Women are masters at being socially smooth, and many of them would rather keep things friendly on the surface than have a direct conversation that might make you feel rejected. So instead, she avoids being alone with you, and that avoidance is the rejection. Most men just miss it. Let's go deeper. If she agrees to meet up but is always cancelling last minute, rescheduling, or saying she's tired, she's not into you. She's trying to slowly fade the connection without the drama. But some men try to hold on. They tell themselves, she's just shy, or she probably had a long day. No, if she wanted to see you, she'd make it happen. Women make time for the men they want. They don't find excuses. They find windows of opportunity, even if it's late at night, even if it's for just 30 minutes. Another red flag is when she only wants to see you in group settings but never wants to sit down and talk with just you. That's because she doesn't want the pressure of having to give you romantic signals. She wants the safety of numbers because it lets her keep things neutral. She doesn't want to deal with you possibly leaning in, asking the hard questions, or trying to build something that she never planned to build with you. And what's worse is when men ignore these signs and keep trying. You might think persistence will change her mind, but the more you push for time alone, the more she'll push you away. Eventually, she might even ghost you, not because you're a bad guy, but because you refuse to accept the quiet truth she was trying to show you. A woman who is interested in you will want to be around you alone. No distractions, no excuses. If you keep finding yourself trying to pull her into one-on-one time and she keeps dodging it, stop chasing. She's already made her choice. You're just refusing to accept it. Sign number 3. Her body language is closed off. A woman's body speaks long before her mouth does, and when she's not interested in you, her body will make it obvious, even if her words don't. You need to stop listening only to what she says and start watching how she behaves around you. Because when a woman is closed off physically, it means her attraction is non-existent or fading fast. Let's keep it real. When a woman likes a man, her body naturally leans in. She finds subtle ways to get closer, to touch you casually, to make physical contact feel natural. She'll look you in the eyes, smile when you talk, and mirror your movements without even realizing it. Her body opens up. Her energy pulls you in. But when she's not interested, everything tightens up. The eye contact disappears. The arms are crossed. Her body angles away from you. She puts objects, like her phone, her bag, or even her drink, between the two of you. It's not by accident. It's her instinct creating space. Now here's the part that too many men ignore. When you're talking and she's constantly looking around, checking her phone or scanning the room, that's not her being distracted. That's her trying to mentally escape. If her feet are pointed away from you, if she's backing up when you step forward, or if she keeps moving around to avoid getting too close, it's because she's not comfortable with intimacy. She's not drawn to you, and instead of trying harder to pull her in, you need to recognize that her body is already giving you the answer you're avoiding. A common mistake men make is thinking, she's just shy, or she probably had a long day. No. When a woman wants you, even a shy one, she'll find ways to show warmth. Her body will still say yes, even if her voice is quiet. But when her posture is cold, her arms stay crossed, her legs are turned away from you and she's keeping physical distance, she's telling you without words, I'm not into this. Here's another brutal truth. If you try to escalate physically, like going for a hug, and she leans away or gives you a side hug with no real effort, she's not just being polite, she's putting up a wall. Same goes for if you touch her arm or hand, and she quickly pulls away or stiffens up. You don't need a speech from her to know how she feels. She already showed you. Some women are too kind or too passive to say, hey, I'm not interested. So instead, they rely on their body to do the talking. That's your cue. If you miss that cue, you'll keep digging yourself into a hole. You'll seem clueless. You'll look desperate. And worse, you'll keep chasing something that isn't there. A high-value man reads these signs fast. He doesn't wait for permission. He watches how a woman reacts physically, and if she's closed off, he knows it's time to step away, respectfully, silently, and without begging for more. Sign number 4. She keeps conversations. Surface level. When a woman is genuinely interested in a man, her curiosity takes over. She wants to know more than what you do for work or what you had for lunch. She wants to dive into who you are, what drives you, what makes you tick. She digs deep because she's intrigued. But when a woman isn't interested, the conversation stays dry, shallow, and forgettable. That's not just a personality trait, it's a sign. Pay close attention. If every time you talk to her, the interaction feels like small talk on repeat, weather, random memes, a little gossip, it means she's not trying to connect. You're not someone she's emotionally investing in. You're someone she's passing time with or keeping around for convenience. There's no curiosity. No, what are you passionate about? No, tell me more about that. That's because she doesn't care to go deeper. Now, here's where a lot of men mess up. They think if they just keep talking, if they keep trying harder to impress her or make her laugh, eventually she'll open up. But that's not how real interest works. When a woman feels something for you, she voluntarily pulls back the curtain. She doesn't need you to force it. She opens herself up because she wants to be seen by you. That's how emotional attraction builds, through vulnerability, shared thoughts, and a natural back and forth rhythm. If she's avoiding that, then she's avoiding connection with you specifically. Another thing to watch for is how often she turns the spotlight back on you. An interested woman will ask follow-up questions. She'll remember things you said. She'll reference them days later. But a woman who keeps conversation surface level won't remember half of what you told her. She's not listening. She's replying out of politeness or boredom. Her engagement is just enough to keep you on the hook without making any emotional investment herself. Let's not forget this. When a woman wants you, she needs the conversation to go deep. That's where intimacy lives. That's where bonds form. If she's refusing to take it there, it's not because she's private or guarded. It's because she doesn't see you as someone worth peeling the layers back for. That's the cold truth. And men who don't catch this early start doing something dangerous. They overshare. They try to force depth by pouring their heart out to a woman who hasn't earned that version of them. They get emotional, talk about dreams and struggles, trying to trigger some kind of closeness. But instead of drawing her in, it pushes her further away, because she's not interested in knowing the real you. She's just trying to keep things light until you finally get the hint. A man with awareness knows this. When the talk stays shallow, so does her interest. He doesn't try to impress her into feeling something. He recognizes that emotional walls aren't built accidentally. They're built because she doesn't want him inside. Sign number 5. She takes forever to respond, if she responds at all. There's no clearer sign that a woman isn't interested than her constant delays in communication. Let's stop sugarcoating it. If she takes hours or even days to reply, and the energy in her messages is dry or robotic, you're not a priority. In the modern dating world, people are glued to their phones. She saw your message. She just didn't want to respond. That silence speaks louder than any polite excuse she might give you later. Let's get brutally honest. When a woman is into a man, she becomes eager. Not needy, not desperate, but excited. She checks her phone for his name. She types, deletes, rewrites messages just to get them right. She wants to talk. So when you're sitting around waiting hours for a response, only to get LOL or cool as a reply, that's not bad texting habits. That's indifference. She's not into you, and she doesn't care how that delay makes you feel. Now some men make the mistake of giving her excuses. She's just busy, they say. Maybe she's overwhelmed. Maybe something happened. But here's the deal. People make time for what they care about. Even a woman with a packed schedule finds 30 seconds to say, "Hey, I'm caught up right now, but I'll hit you later." That's basic respect. When a woman doesn't give you even that, she's making it very clear. Your message didn't excite her enough to respond. Worse still is when her responses are inconsistent. One day she's quick. Next day she disappears. That emotional whiplash is not a glitch. It's a strategy. Some women keep men orbiting around them just in case they need attention, validation, or a backup plan, so she'll throw you a crumb just when she senses you're pulling away, just enough to reel you back in. Then she disappears again. If you fall for that cycle, you become a toy, not a man she respects, a toy she occasionally picks up when bored. Let's also talk about energy. If you're sending paragraphs and getting back a one-word reply, if you're asking questions and getting nothing back in return, she's not mirroring your interest. That imbalance tells you everything. No one is ever too busy to match your energy if they're actually feeling you. It's not about time, it's about effort. Interest always makes room for effort. And here's another layer most men ignore. If you're the one always initiating, always following up, always pushing the conversation forward, then you're carrying the entire weight of something she doesn't even want to build. Communication in dating should feel mutual. It should feel like two people choosing to connect, not one person chasing while the other disappears. A woman who wants you will make communication smooth, not stressful. She won't leave you wondering where you stand. She'll look forward to hearing from you and give you real energy in return. If you're constantly confused or anxious because she leaves you unread or takes forever to reply, you already have your answer. She's just not interested. She's just too polite, lazy, or strategic to tell you outright. Sign number 6. She never initiates anything. A woman who never initiates anything, no calls, no texts, no plans, no effort, is silently telling you that you're not on her mind, you don't matter to her emotionally, and she feels no urge to build or maintain a connection. When a woman likes you, she finds reasons to reach out. She wants to stay in your world. But when you're always the one starting everything, that silence on her end is rejection dressed up in politeness. Let's go deeper. If every text starts with your name, if every hangout is your idea, if every conversation happens only because you pushed for it, then you're being dragged along by someone who doesn't care to drive anything forward. That's not mutual interest. That's a one-sided effort that kills your value as a man. Women aren't shy about showing interest when they truly feel it. They're proactive, not passive. They'll double text. They'll send memes, ask how your day went, suggest things to do together. That's real desire. That's genuine emotional engagement. When she never initiates, she's keeping you around like background noise. You might think, well, she still replies when I message her, but that's not interest. That's convenience. She responds because it takes no energy. It costs her nothing. And sometimes she replies out of boredom, politeness, or curiosity to see how far you'll go to keep her attention. If you weren't reaching out, that conversation would never happen, and deep down, you know that. Many men are caught in this trap where they think persistence will create attraction. They believe if they just keep showing up, being available, being the nice guy, eventually she'll come around. But in reality, what they're doing is chasing a ghost. A woman who never initiates sees you as someone to entertain her when she's in the mood, not someone she seriously considers as a romantic option. She's not building with you, she's tolerating you. This is where men lose themselves. They start rationalizing her behavior. They think, maybe she's not good at texting, or maybe she's old-fashioned and wants me to do everything. But that's not true. A woman who wants you doesn't hide behind old rules. She breaks them. She'll show up, make plans, surprise you, and engage. She won't sit back and hope you entertain her like a performer while she just claps when it suits her. You have to remember this. Initiation is energy. It's presence. It's involvement. It's a message that says, I'm thinking of you even when you're not in front of me. If that message is never coming from her, then you're the only one emotionally invested. That's not strength. That's you auditioning for a role she already decided not to cast you in. High-value men don't chase women who do nothing. They don't hold on to silence. They don't beg for crumbs. They recognize when interest is absent, and they walk away with their self-respect intact. When she never initiates, that's not a puzzle to solve. That's the answer. Sign number 7. She keeps you around, but never moves. Things forward, one of the most deceptive signs that a woman is not interested is when she keeps you close, just close enough to stay hopeful, but never actually moves the relationship forward. She'll flirt just enough to keep your attention. She'll say things that sound like, maybe someday something could happen. But every time it's time to actually step things up, make it exclusive, get intimate, go deeper, she stalls. This is not confusion on her part. This is strategy. She knows you're interested, and she's feeding you just enough to keep you around without giving you anything real. This behavior is one of the most emotionally exhausting things a man can go through. You keep thinking you're getting somewhere, you think you're building something. She smiles at your compliments, laughs at your jokes, even agrees to hang out. But when you try to escalate, whether it's emotionally, physically, or just trying to define what's happening between you, she pulls away. She has excuses. She's not ready. She wants to take things slow. Or worse, she says, let's not ruin what we have. That's code for, I like the attention, but I don't want you. And here's the tough part. Many men stay stuck here for months, even years. They wait. They keep investing, hoping that one day she'll wake up and realize how amazing they are. But she won't, because if she wanted to move forward with you, she already would have. Women are emotional creatures. When they feel something, they act on it. If she's stalling, hesitating, or always avoiding serious conversation, it's because she doesn't see you as him. You're a safe zone, a plan B, a placeholder. The other thing to watch is how she handles your attempts to clarify things. If every time you try to get clear on where you stand, she spins it into a joke, changes the subject, or gives you vague answers like, let's just enjoy the moment, she's avoiding accountability. That's not a romantic connection. That's manipulation wrapped in charm. She wants the benefits of your presence, your attention, your time, your compliments, but without giving you what you actually want, a real relationship. And this kind of emotional breadcrumbing is dangerous. It creates false hope. It gets you addicted to small signs of progress that don't mean anything. She might text you out of the blue, say something sweet, or get a little closer physically just when you start pulling away. That's not real affection. That's control. She senses your detachment and dangles just enough of a fantasy to suck you back in. A woman who truly wants you won't keep you in limbo. She'll align her actions with her words. She'll talk about the future. She'll let the relationship grow. But if all she's giving you is, maybe someday, while enjoying the benefits of your emotional investment today, she's not unsure. She's using you. A man with clarity stops waiting for her to decide. He decides. He walks away from the gray zone and chooses women who are certain about him. When a woman isn't interested, she rarely says it outright, but her actions always speak louder than any words. As a man, your power comes from recognizing the signs and refusing to beg for what's not being freely given. The moment you stop tolerating half-hearted effort, confusing signals, and emotional games, you take your value back. You stop chasing and start attracting. Women respect men who respect themselves. So if she's showing you she doesn't care, believe her. Walk away with your head high and your standards even higher. The right woman won't make you guess. She'll make it clear she wants you. And remember, if you're serious about mastering the dating game, don't miss out on my exclusive online course. We go beyond what's covered in these videos, giving you powerful insights from the first approach to lasting attraction. I want to especially thank you for taking your time to watch till the end of this video. I hope the video helps you improve every aspect of your relationship with women. Until next time, see you in the next video.